Hello dear students, today I will start the second part of Unit 9 haloalkane and haloarine. In part 1 I told you about the nomenclature of haloalkane and haloarine, and I also told you some important points regarding the chapter. Now today I will discuss the further part of, that is part 2 of haloalkane and haloarine. Haloalkane and haloarine. So dear student, today I will start part 2. So now first of all you have to know about the dihaloalkane. Sometime one question may be raised from the dihaloalkane. So look at here, it may be classified on the basis of two halogen atom attached on the carbon. So it may be geminal dihalide are also known as gem dihalide are also known as L-chylidine halide. Second, you have to know about the vicinal dihalide. It is also known as vis dihalide or also known as alkyline dihalide. So now dear students, why they are called geminal or why they are called vicinal? So look at here. Here what happened? Two halogen atom attach on same carbon. Here what happens? Two halogens atoms attach on adjacent carbon. So the basic difference in the dihaloalkane is, in case of geminal or gem, two halogen atom attach on the same carbon. Here two halogen atoms attach on adjacent carbon. So look the conditions about this. So look the example about the geminal and vicinal dihalide. So here what happens? Look the conditions. Here two halogen on same carbon. So that's why this is known as gem dihalide. Now here what happens? Two halogen atoms on adjacent carbon. So two halogen atoms on adjacent carbon. So that's why this is known as vicinal dihalide. Now the students, look example and the common name given to the dihalides and also their IUPAC name. So look at here one example to clear about the dihalides. So CH3, CH and Cl2. So this is basically gem dichloride, also known as, this is the common name basically, and its IUPAC name you can also know, or ethylidene chloride. So this is the common name. Now the IUPAC name, numbering 1 2, so 1, 1 dichloroethane. So these are basically about gem dihalide. Now for vicinal, CS2, this contains single bond Cl. Now common name for this, vis dichloride, or also known as ethylene chloride, not dichloride. And IUPAC name of this chemical is 1 2. So 1, 2 dichloroethane. So this is 1, 1 dichloroethane, and this is 1, 2 dichloroethane. So this is all about basically vicinal and gem dihalide. So nowadays students, in this chapter you have to only know about the monohalogen derivative. You have to know, that is, you have to know about alkyl or aryl halide, are also known as haloalkane. That means here only one halogen is present on alkyl group, so that's why this is known as monohalogen derivative. Now first of all, know about some general points. Here are X is the general symbol of haloalkanes. The formula of the general formula of haloalkane is, as you know that the formula of alkane is CnH2n plus 2, but now here we form monohalogen derivatives, so that's why one H is replaced and here one X is added. So now the general formula of haloalkane is this. Now one thing you have to notice down, that alkanes have sp3 hybridization. So here the hybridization of carbon is sp3, shape tetrahedral, bond angle is nearly, you can say, 109 degree 28 minute. So this is the common points you have to know about the haloalkane or alkyl halides. Now dear students, let us focus on the preparation of alkyl halides or haloalkanes. Now let us focus on the method of preparation of haloalkane, that is monohalogen derivative. So let us start from, first of all, we have to start from hydrocarbon. So from hydrocarbon basically, here alkanes and alkyne, but here we have to prepare the haloalkane, so that's why we can use alkenes or alkyne to prepare haloalkane. In this, from hydrocarbon, first of all you have to know that free radical halogenation of alkane. So first of all, about the free radicals, I told you in the general organic concept of chemistry about the type of reactions, that is free radicals, substitution, free radicals, addition. I also told you about the elimination reactions, substitution reactions. So now let us focus on the free radicals halogenation of alkane. So look at here, what happens? RX alkane when react with X2. I also told you about the condition of free radicals. Here HNO are written, peroxide are written. In that condition homolysis take place. So due to homolysis, here the dot formation take place, and this dot formations carried out this reaction. So that's why this is known as free radical substitution reaction. So now this I also told you, the common reaction of alkane is free radical substitution. Now here look at here, this also form RX. So this RX basically mixture of mono and polyhalogen derivative. So that's why it is not easy task to separate them. So this is the general reaction of halogenation of alkane. So free radicals basically halogenation. That means the replacement of X by X. Here X should be Cl or Br. Now dear students, let us one more example. This is the common example in the term of R. Now if we take example of CH4, so CH4 and Cl2, when they react in presence of HNO, that is homolysis take place. So now this will generate CH3Cl plus CS2Cl2 plus CHCl3 plus CCl4. So that's why this gives the mixture of mono and polyhalogen compound. So that's why this is not easy task to separate them. Now sometime one question may be arises, if this is in excess, in that conditions only one compound is formed, that is, so now the compound is methyl chloride. So when CH4 is in excess, in that condition you only get this product, but when Cl is excess, so you get the number of product. That means you can get finally CCl4 in this case. Now dear students, let us focus on some noteworthy points regarding the free radical halogenation. So first of all, yes, I also told you about the degree of carbon and degree of hydrogen. So now first of all you have to know that order of ease of halogenation of alkane. So first of all you have to know that the halogenation order in case of alkane, that is replacement of hydrogen by halogen. So look the order, 3 degree H is replaced first, then 2 degree, then 2 degree, reactivity order is more than 1 degree, and then after CH4. So in this case what happens here? when 3 degree H are seen here. So first of all you have to replace the 3 degree H. Now look the reactions so that you can clarify about how the replacement take place. So now let us focus on the one example. CH3 CH2 CH CH3 and CH3. Now one reaction given like this, Br2 and HNO, and one question arises that which is the major product in these reactions. So look at the conditions. What happens here? This is the 1 degree carbon, 3 degree carbon, 1 degree carbon, 2 degree carbon and 1 degree carbon. So this 3 degree carbon have 1 H, that is 3 degree H. So now the replacement of this H take place by Br. So now your major product is CH3, CH2, CH3, here Br can replace. So this is the major product. So by the reactivity order you can find the major product in case of halogenation. Nowadays students, some more points you have to write down that the reactivity order of halogen towards halogenation. So now let us focus on the reactivity order. F2 is reactivity order of halogen. For this reaction, the F2 is more reactive than Cl2, Cl2 is more reactive than Br2 and Br2 is more reactive than I2. This you can know about the size. More the size of elements, more will be the bond length and less will be the stability of that bond, and hence basically this should be more reactive, but you know that F2 is strongest oxidizing agent and more reactive, so that's why the reactivity order like this. Next you have to know that for this reactions, that is reaction of fluorine, this can be take place in dark, this required light, this required high temperature, and this required high temperature plus catalyst. So by this way you can know the reactivity order of halogen for halogenation of alkane. Now some more noteworthy points. The next point, why the fluorination do not occurs in this case. So point number 3 you can say fluorination is difficult. This is because a more reactivity of fluorine, it can break the bond between carbon and carbon. So fluorination is difficult, so can be carried out in presence of metallic fluoride such as AgF, Hg2F2. So fluorination is so much difficult, so that's why it can be take place in presence of metallic fluoride. Now next about the iodination, it is also very difficult due to low reactivity of. So now fourth point is iodination is also difficult. Iodination is also difficult due to low reactivity of iodine, and one more thing happen here basically, and due to formation of HI. So this I told you in P block, HI is the strongest reducing agent in case of halogen halides. So due to HI, the product move to backward direction, to give the reactant. So this you have to notice down that in case of iodination it is also difficult. There two reasons are there. One due to low reactivity of iodine, and second reason is due to formation of HI, which are more stronger reducing agent that will convert the product into reactant. So now if you want to do the iodination, so what you have to do? So for iodination you have to add oxidizing agent in the reaction mixture. So that is the oxidizing agent. So the oxidizing agent such as HNO3 or HiO3 react with HI to give iodoalkane. So that is, if you want to prepare the iodoalkane, so you have to add basically oxidizing agent. So now look here the condition. What happens basically here in this reactions? So CS3 plus I2. Now this will gives CS3 CS2I plus HI. So this is reducing agent. It will convert the product into reactant. So now if we added one oxidizing agent like this, so what happens here? Now this is reducing agent and this is oxidizing agent. Now it will convert HI into I2. So that's why the reaction will forward to the product. Now this will gives 3s2 and O. So look the conditions. In presence of oxidizing agents, only this reaction possible. Otherwise, it is more difficult. Now some more noteworthy points. In case of chlorination and bromination, look the conditions. What happens here? In case of chlorination, CH2 single bond CS2 single bond CS3. Now in case of chlorination, in presence of HNO, this is 1 degree, 2 degree, 2 degree and 1 degree. This I told you, the reactivity for more is more for 2 degree. So here the replacement of 2 degree is very easy in comparison to 1 degree. So now it will form a product like this: CS3, CH2 single bond, CH and Cl and CS3. This I also told you, this carbon contains 4 different group or elements or atom. So that's why this carbon is known as chiral carbon, and this can form optical isomers. So that's why this and its enantiomers. What the enantiomers? Mirror image is known as enantiomers. That means if it is D form, its mirror image is L form. So this type of questions may be also arised. Nowadays students, come on the next preparation. So these all thing about free radicals halogenation of alkane. So this is very important for examination point of view. Nowadays students, let us focus on the second preparation, that is from alkene. So look at here, what happens here in case of alkene. Addition of halogen acid, or you can say hydrogen halide. That may be HCl or HI or HBr. So now look the conditions in case of addition reaction. So CH3 CH double bond CH2. So now for this I told you one principle, that is one rules, Markovnikov rule. According to him, the negative part of the attacking reagents, this is the negative part, this is the positive part. The negative part of attacking reagents attack to that carbon atom of double bond which have less number of hydrogen. So look at here, this carbon contains 1H and this carbon contains 2H. So Cl will attack on that carbon which have less number of hydrogen. So now what happens here? This will gives CH3 CH single bond, this is Cl and CH3. So this is your major product. Okay dear students, so this is according to Markovnikov rule. One more thing happening here, that is for Markovnikov rule, alkenes should be unsymmetrical and reagents also should be unsymmetrical. In both the conditions, they will follow the Markovnikov rule. Now, one more conditions are arises, that is known as anti-Markovnikov rule. So look the conditions for anti-Markovnikov rule. So if the reaction are given like this and conditions, look the conditions. Here HBr and written peroxide. So without peroxide, it will follow Markovnikov addition, and in presence of peroxide, it will follow anti-Markovnikov addition. So look again here, for the Markovnikov, the negative part, that is Br, attached to that carbon of double bond which have less number of hydrogen. So here the product is CH3, CH, Br and CH3. So this is follow the electrophilic addition mechanism. But here what happens, and here I told you that about the stability of carbocations. If you shift the bond here, it will generate 2 degree carbocations. Look at here, negative and positive charge, so this is 2 degree carbocations. So Markovnikov rules follow the stability of 2 degree carbocations, but it don't show about the delocalization of electrons for the stability. They only say that if which carbon atom having the less number of H or get attacked by negative part of the reagents. Now look at here, what happens here basically. In this case, this will follow free radical addition. So now here what happens, the product is reverse of Markovnikov. This will gives CH2 and Br. So according to Markovnikov rule, the product is 2-bromopropane, but according to anti-Markovnikov rule, the conditions, you have to follow the condition, that is HBr and peroxide. In absence of any one, they will follow the Markovnikov. That means if HCl peroxide, so they will give Markovnikov. Only only and only the case of HBr in peroxide. This will follow the anti-Markovnikov rule and the reaction mechanism is free radicals addition. Now this will gives 2 bromopropane and this will gives 1 bromopropane. So this is required when you want to replacement of 1 degree carbon. So that's why you have to follow the anti-Markovnikov rule. Otherwise you have to follow the Markovnikov rule. So this is about the addition reactions of halogen halides. That is addition reactions of hydrogen halides to the alkenes in presence of peroxide and in absence of peroxide. Now some points you have to note it down that. The noteworthy points for this also. Point number 1, the order of reactivity. The order of reactivity is HI is more reactive than HBr, HBr is more reactive than HCl and HCl is more reactive than HF. So this you can know about the size. Here H atom are same but the size of I is more than Br. So that's why more the size, more will be the bond length and hence breaking of bond take place so easily. So that's why HI is more reactive than HBr. Now sometime one more question may be arises like this. Here the benzene is given like this, CH 2 single bond CH double bond CH2. So now look the conditions when HCl are added. Here may be written in presence of peroxide. So this I told you, if only the effect of peroxide on HBr, here HCl have no effect. So that's why this will follow the Markovnikov rule. So this is the addition according to Markovnikov rule. So what happens here basically? Your answer is, look at here, the carbon contains 2H, this carbon contains 1H, addition take place on this carbon. So that's why Cl add to this carbon according to Markovnikov rule. So nowadays students, CS2, CH, Cl and CS3. So according to Markovnikov rule, this is the product. Nowadays students, one drawback of Markovnikov rule, that is here you have to know about the delocalization of electrons. So that's why I told so many things in the general organic concept which are the basic requirement of organic chemistry. So look at the example which you can understand about the importance of delocalization of electron. So now look one conditions. Here one example given like this, CH double bond CH single bond CS2 sorry CS3. Now if this will react with the HBr, so now the product according to Markovnikov, it will gives two product because here both have same number of H. So look the conditions according to Markovnikov rule. Your answer is like this, CH, look at here, both the C contain double bonds of have same number of H. In that condition Br either attack on this carbon, either attack on this carbon. So according to Markovnikov rule, this will gives two product, one like this and one product like this. Dear, focus properly here. CH 2 single bond CH Br and CH3. So if you follow the Markovnikov rule, your answer is like this. But basically this is wrong according to delocalization of electrons. Now look the correct answer of this. What happens here? So look at here, dear students. This bond can move either this side and either this side. So what happens here? If the bond move this side, negative positive charge. So now look the conditions here. This positive charge is delocalized in the benzene rings. So that's why now this is more stable than this. In these conditions what happens? Due to delocalization of positive charge in the ring, now stability is more for this carbon, that is this carbocations. So now the product is basically Br attached to here, CS2 and CS3, and this is 100%. So according to Markovnikov, this will give two type of product, but according to delocalization of electrons, this will gives only one product, that is this. So that's why the delocalization of electrons is also more important to learn and understand the proper concept of organic chemistry. Now some more. So now let us focus next preparation, addition of halogen to alkene. This is also very important method. It is also used in the laboratory to test the saturation and unsaturation. So this is also very important. Look at here, R CH double bond CS2. Now when it will react with bromine in presence of CCl4, so this is reddish brown in color, reddish brown in color. Now look at here, here 2 Br, 1 Br attached to this carbon, 1 Br attached to this carbon. That is, by breaking up 1 pi bond, 2 sigma bonds are formed. So one question also may be arises, how many pi bonds are break and how many sigma bonds may be formed. So Br, single bond, CS2 and Br. So look at here, breaking of 1 pi bond take place and formation of 2 sigma bond take place. So that's why this is goes from unsaturation to saturation. Now here color is discharge, color discharge. So now this indicates the presence of unsaturation. So this is, you have to note it down 1 points. This reaction used in lab to detect unsaturation. So maybe in your practical examinations one question may be raised, how can you know that the given organic compound is saturated or unsaturated? So by this reaction you can clarify them that if the color of Br2 water, that is bromine, and presence of CCl4, that is reddish brown color discharge. So that's why this may contains either double bond or triple bond. So this is also one more method of preparation, that is from alkenes by addition of halogen. So these all about the preparation from hydrocarbon. Nowadays students, let us focus on the preparation from alcohol. So this is also very important, which you have to know that how can you prepare the haloalkanes by alcohol. तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यू हैव टू नो अबाउट द, देखिए कितना हो गया, बंद कर देंगे आप।